Hello friends, boys, girls, anything in between. So here we are, we're in the nerve centre. We're just doing some things. The sun is out, scorching. So today I want to get the engine in to kind of mark up where I need to cut the bulkhead for the Weber carb to go on. I know you can get some manifolds that kind of slope upwards, so you can kind of fit the Weber without them to cut the bulkhead, but I don't really want that. I'd rather have a flat kind of more level. It still will be at like a little bit of a piss, but not mega. So I'll cut the bulkhead, I'll notch it, like I said in the last video. I don't want a battery box, they're a bit hack, if you know what I mean. They don't look great, so I'll like make my own custom box. And to save me having to repaint the bulkhead, because it hasn't turned out too bad. It's not great, but it's not awful. So I'll probably make the box same style as the battery box, but I'll probably make it smaller, clearance tolerance fit kind of, and zinc plate it. I'll cut the bulkhead. And I'll set the box in there. I'll secure it with maybe M5 riv nuts and a bead of like Tiger Seal or something. I don't see it ever coming out. I won't replace it, and when it does come out, you know, you just have to cut it out, cut the Tiger Seal. So you know, not like hack it out. I mean, like, you know, run a razor blade around it. That should be fine. And then it will still be like pretty rigid. And then once that's in, I can kind of like mess about trying to get my centre binnacle to fit. I still need to flare these brake lines, but that could be a job for a rainy day when I run out of things to do. So the stage we're at is I want it rolling. I don't want to put the engine in now, not only because it's danger close. I don't want to find out that my seal stands I put in aren't comfortable with the weight. I think in the future, if I jack this up, I'll have half the side stands if the engines are in. These are only good because when I was rebuilding it, I could get to the underside quite nicely. You know, lots of room. So what I've done is I banged the studs in last night. I pulled them in, sorry. I didn't paint that very well, did I? It's coming off. And I've just painted black just so it doesn't rust. Well, rust for the time being. I haven't put the pads in so they move freely without scratching the discs up. These are mini sport 4-pot calipers. I got them in gold, the only kind of true colour to have them. So I've had them. It's on braided lines on the back. I still need to crank them down actually, so I should probably do that before I forget. And then I'll put the SSRs on, so and wheel her out, get a few photos for the gram, make it look all fancy, and then I'll probably see you then. Bye. So here we are. Whew. That caliper, jeez. Oh, I don't mean to lean down it. Sweet. These are imported SSRs, they're not the knockoffs. Oh, Japanese. It's a known fact that Japanese minis are cooler than English minis. That's just a fact. You can't deny it. Although these are in pretty poor shape. I need to take the centre out really. Repaint the centre. I was thinking about going in like a dark grey, but you lot are just going to do me for copying Turbo Nick. Rats. And and his tyres need to be thinnered and rebuffed. So what I'm going to do now is I left all these arms loose thinking I'd like adjust it now, but I ain't going to do that. I'll make a weekend of aligning this, get the boys down, good excuse, because it's loose at the moment. So I'll gun these brackets in, and then that'll be sweet, and we'll have it down, rolled outside. Ooh. They say these mats lock together, but I haven't quite worked out how yet. There's no loops for any padlocks or nothing. Who knows? So we're down here. It's actually quite dark. Who would have known underneath a car it would be dark? Let me just crawl into position. There we go. I fitted these cables the other day. They were well tight. Like the adjuster's not even doing anything. They were ridiculous to get on. I actually had to use a pry bar, which is why this is so marred up. But that's okay. No one's going to get under my car, apart from me and the AA man. So the setup of this beam axle is you've got a straight bit of aluminum beam, and inside there's kind of these spacer blocks. They're like everywhere these set screws are. I think if you want to call them that. There's like a block which is where the bolts go in so it doesn't compress, and there's these little cutouts to fit the nuts up in. There's 4 in there. The bolt goes through and it holds on these brackets. Now these are adjustable. I mean this isn't adjustable. That one is adjustable, which I'll show you later on. So you can set the camber on this, and you can set the toe. Right now the toe is positive. Or I'm not sure. But, no, the toe's negative. So the wheels are going in. The front's in. I need to kick the back in so the front lines up, goes straight. But I'm following off a body. That's number one rule with minis. You don't follow off a body because they're bent. That's why you see a lot of minis crabbing, which means going down the road sideways. So I'm just going to tighten these up and drop her on the ground. I thought we could all admire these brake lines. Whew. Sheesh. But I need to stop doing that really. I need to come up with my own phrase. So yeah, handbrake cable comes back down to this yoke. Through these, straight into the handbrake on this lever, and that kind of. If the wheels are more free, even bloody hell, pushing that or pulling it, sorry, locks the handbrakes up. There we go. Let's get to work. Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, fuck's sake! I'm gonna fucking drill. I did have a 3/8 gun once upon a time, but the story behind that was I took a jug of paint home in my rucksack from work, and I had the gun sitting in the bottom of the rucksack, and I had the paint can at the top. And by the time I got home, my guns were blue. I don't really want to have to take this bracket back off because I only put it on a week ago. I mean, it is only 2 hex screws, but look, my mummy's visiting me. Hello, mummy. I'd honestly forgot how small these cars are. Now I'm 5'11", or at least that's what I tell the girls. I'm about 5'9", 5'10", and it's like waist. Well, not waist height. It's kind of booby height, and whew, I'm glad that one came down right. When I first jacked up the front, the wooden blocks I was using started to like wedge apart. I thought, ooh, best get it down quick. But now it's down, looks hot. I'm happy, so I'll do some fancy stuff now, I suppose, with the camera, because I'm a bit of B-roll with the camera. You know what I mean?
Whoa! Jason Rich on the beat, baby.
Said I pull up, get it buck in the ice cream truck. Ooh. Your sister driving while I pipe your mama in the trunk. Ooh. Whip full of birds and they all trying to cluck, and they treating all my wood like a fucking woodchuck. Bitch. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck when Young Gravy had a threesome with your family in the truck? That's nuts. Whoa. Booty thunderstruck, and I hop up out the whip and call your dad a fucking punk. New bitch with a nice tan, and she fucking with me cause I'm such a nice man. Goddamn. Ooh, ooh, goddamn, baby. We be talking stick talk, we be talking lick talk. Honey's in my pants, looking like I do the crip walk. Blue honey's.
So I've got the garage kind of cleaned up, not really. Just swept the floor, hoovered all the shit up, you know what I mean. And what I'll do now is just dump all of my stuff on everyone else's stuff to keep my side clean. So yeah, cars are nearly together. I still got to mess about a bolt, but I didn't want to go in. They're both bolts on the engine mount, but I'll mock up my Weber box tomorrow, see where I need to cut before I start kind of messing about, because I might need to take it back out. I'll learn my lesson this time. When there's a seed on my roof, bloody hell. I learnt my lesson this time. What I'll do is I'll run a bolt backwards through the captive nut, so when it goes in I'll just locate that nut and use kind of a captive nut as more of just a thread for a stud, and then bolt it from underneath the subframe. So that'll be my plan. But yeah, it looks quite good. Let me flip that camera around. There we go. Yeah, it looks quite good. I'm happy with that, really. There's quite a lot of room. Obviously it will sit back a little bit, but when asked, I might have. You never know. Thing is, the Webers are quite a lump, really. Surprising how big they are, but so right, I'm gonna end here because I'm gonna go and have some dinner.